advocate agency in state government for our diverse Asian Pacific American communities across Pennsylvania. So we're talking about from Erie and Pittsburgh all the way to Philadelphia. Thank you, Tika, for inviting me here today. I wanted to mention a couple things. I'm not sure how many of you have seen Governor Wolf's recent video. It's on his Facebook page that we sent out on, I think it was Wednesday. And it was about keeping Pennsylvania a welcoming place for our refugees and immigrants. I don't know how many of you know, but the founder of Pennsylvania was actually a gentleman by the name of William Penn. And he sailed from England to what was going to then be Pennsylvania, but wasn't yet Pennsylvania, on a ship called the Welcome. So that's really the history of this great state, is being a welcoming place for all different types of people, and Governor Wolf is committed to ensuring that now into the future. I want to say a couple of notes about what I think my personal beliefs about immigrant integration, and some resources that we have available through the federal and state governments. The first most important thing is, how many people know that enrollment period for the Affordable Care Act has opened up? So how many people, okay, how many people have health insurance? Okay, so everybody's hand should be up, because between Obamacare, which is also AKA the Affordable Care Act, and Medicaid and CHIP, every child, every senior, everybody should be insured. So if you don't know, do we have navigators in the community or no? So there are several places that you can go to get enrolled in the Affordable Care Act. We have a federally qualified health center, Hamilton Health Center, which I think the community goes to, as well as the Pennsylvania Mental Health Coalition, which are receiving federal funds to navigate people to the insurance. And they can do that in Nepali or whatever language that you feel most comfortable speaking. So if you'd like more information about that, I can send that to President, and I can send that to you. The next thing I just wanted to touch upon is Medicaid. So Medicaid is a program that is also a federal program, but administered through the states. And as of February of this year, Governor Wolf expanded Medicaid, so many people now qualify for Medicaid. So I would strongly recommend also looking to see if you can apply for Medicaid, also known as medical assistance, MA. It's the MA box. How many of you are familiar with our local county assistance office? Okay, so if you go to the county assistance office, you can get an application right at the door. There's a little spinny thing, and you can get an application for Medicaid or medical assistance. If you don't want to or don't have the time to make the trip, you can also apply online. However, I think it's better to go in person, so you make sure they actually get the application. But I would strongly recommend, if you don't have health insurance, this is incredibly important, because state Medicaid will actually also cover behavioral health and mental health support. So I strongly recommend that. And then last but not least is, how many people have become citizens? Can we give them a round of applause? Congratulations. And how many of you citizens have registered to vote? Okay, so almost like 85% of the hands went up. So I strongly recommend, here in Pennsylvania, we have streamlined the process for registering to vote. And so now you can do it online through our voter registration online program, which I can also send the information to the president about that as well. I strongly recommend that, because I'm sure all of you now have become accustomed to the way our government works here in Pennsylvania or in the United States. But the beauty of the United States is that everybody has a voice. Everybody has the ability to participate in our political process. And so I think when we talk about immigrant and refugee and migrant integration, that is one most critical piece. You know, having a safe home, making sure that you have meaningful work, those are all incredibly important. And once you have those established, I strongly recommend voting. You know, why is voting important? Voting is extremely important. And when you register to vote, denote yourself as either like Asian American or Bhutanese American, so they can track that data. It's incredibly important because our laws, so how we create laws is through legislation here in the United States and in Pennsylvania. And so our elected officials, our state representatives and our state senators, they take our concerns to the state legislature to make laws to make Pennsylvania a better place to work and live. And they can only do that when we're voting to elect them. And so the more that we participate in our government, the more that our state government will take note of the Asian American community and the Bhutanese American community. So I think that's incredibly important. I know that's not necessarily on your radar, but please, please, please register to vote. The people that raised your hands that are our citizens, please, please, please register to vote. I would also just like to say, thank you so much for having me here. I want to commend the Bhutanese Community Association of Harrisburg for all that you've done on your 4th anniversary, for the leadership that you have done for your community. It's incredible to see a community that just arrived in 2008 having a conference in a premier hotel. So I want to applaud you and your efforts and support you and be a resource to you moving forward. Thank you all so much.